Nigga, fuck all that bullshit. I'm here. Yeah. Back taking in them motherfuckers.
Good people, good people, good people. What's going on? I just you don't be paying attention. It's not my fault. If I'm telling you we got a 30-second countdown, you still talking. And like you ain't listening, that's not on me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You talking. Good people anyway. You know what I'm saying? Good people, what's going on? This is for Ask J Media. I'm joined by Adrian, and you know what you call this? She call herself white Chevy hatchback. That's what Chick-fil-A call her. Let her already know what's going on. Nah, that shit say white Chevy hatchback. I don't know what that means. That's your secret say word. You know what I'm saying? But we also got some special events. Today is Comedy Thursday. So I say we're gonna start bringing comedian in on Thursday. End our week out with something funny. You know, the word fucked up, a lot going on. We're gonna get into that. Sean King. We got Sean King in the building. Welcome to the comedian show. First time I seen she was on the skit you did with Throw It All One. You know what I'm saying? You were on with the money. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy Throw It All One. Throw It All. You funny as hell. That's why, you know what I'm saying?
Talking all cool and
shit. We ain't a player, boy. They ain't a sensitive boy. You trying to get you back in that hatchback. That's all that is. And of course, you know, we got, you know, somebody, you know, Asian, you know, I've been getting a lot of feedback. I've been getting a lot of feedback from the people that are watching. And they say you fire. They say the media stuff firecracker. Shout out to my boy say is Asian. Like you know what I'm saying? They really said auntie firecracker, you know, auntie. She been on the same age. She know better than me. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. It is Thursday. It is coming Thursday. We're gonna get into my boy Charles King. He's an official. Did he say up and coming comedian or what did you say comedian?
I love it all.
Yeah, up and coming comedian. Coco seen him out performing. Was like, we gotta get him on the show. She told me he real funny. And where you see him at?
The project, I keep telling y'all.
Project.
The project.
On
Tuesday.
Black Slave.
Rubicon. Do he really got a Rubicon? A G. He really got one?
Hey, man.
Yeah, okay. Respect the check one time. So now Charles, how long have you been a comedian?
I came in the game 2017, man. But I came in the game like different. Because like I came in the game like cocky. Because I felt like I was Instagram funny. So I was like, shit, forget it. I ain't got to write nothing. I could just walk up on stage. But like when you really step up on that stage and you really gotta project yourself to people and they looking at body language, they listening to how you talk, it's different. Whatever you do, man, you gotta work at it.
How do you? So what I noticed, you say that, and it's taking me to when I go to like the project is a totally different experience from like other comedy shows I used to go to, like Uptown and different. You know, it's different because the comics get up there, it's automatic respect. Like we know to respect them on stage. But the projects, you gotta kind of earn your respect as a comedian. Like people don't, they be talking, they ain't gonna laugh. Like there's no respect. So like in places like that, what do you do to command respect on stage?
You gotta really like just don't give a damn. You gotta go up and just like gun hole.
Is there an I want to go. I want to.
Okay.
Oh, you burning Mac?
I ain't burning Mac. I'm just saying, like, so what? You gonna say? That's a compliment, you know. But he wasn't that cute though. But I'm just saying, like, yeah. But my point here though, I want to shoot because I didn't want to step out. know what I'm saying? Coco has been taking acting classes, you know what I'm saying? You know, stepping out there. So I'm like, you know what? I think I could be a stand-up comedian.
Right, I think
Coco
you
done
do.
inspired you.
Coco
Coco done inspired me. I gotta say.
Hey, so I want you to be the panel.
Oh, well, you gonna win.
I'll pull up.
What I'm saying?
Coco want to record people booing me. You know what I'm saying?
And you do too.
Yeah. I want
You know what the thing about the project? I haven't really heard too many people get booed. What they do is it's shit like the project. They just started talking and have we look, you on stage doing your show, we don't feel like
You have to be engaged.
yeah, like the audience not even
They
going
know
to
it.
yeah.
You ain't got no concept, ain't no need you stepping on the stage.
so basically, do you write your jokes or do you just come out of cuff when you book?
Your life,
It's already
your life gonna write your jokes.
Mm-hmm.
I had to realize that when I first started doing comedy, I was trying to make up stuff. I ain't started really getting funny until I started talking about myself.
Mm-hmm.
People like I learned it from Spencer Neal,
Mm-hmm.
who he on the road work with me.
Mm-hmm.
He kept telling me, man, he was like, man, you gotta tell these folks your pain.
Mm-hmm. I got a lot of people.
Folks don't laugh at your pain. Because you know what I mean, it's relieving to them because you don't know what this person done been through.
It's relatable.
You probably done told a story about you and they're like, shit, what I went through wasn't even that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I can laugh at that. You know what I mean? That's why they say it's healing for the soul.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real reason I came
Yeah.
into the game.
Yeah.
They say, you know, joy.
Yeah.
Come from the heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And laughter, let's say on laughter is good for the soul. You know what I'm saying? So you look at comedy, you use comedy as your therapy.
in a sense,
Yeah. I use my podcast as my therapy. You know what I'm saying? It's like for the 2 hours that we do this show, I don't have to be a husband, I don't have to be a daddy, I don't have to be a boss, I don't have to be an uncle, a cousin, a brother. I get to distance myself from the world. I can't answer the phone. I can't nobody pull up. You know what I'm saying? I just get to be big. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck if nobody sees this
bitch,
shit.
hell, I don't give a fuck.
Them I don't give a fuck from. And by me doing this, I'm not one of those big niggas that ain't got low self confidence. That ain't me. But I'm starting to see that it kind of like building me in a ways that I kind of was maybe a little subconscious about. Like I said, like I'm saying, I want to do that. I want to do comedy, and it's like now I be being in front of, you know what I'm saying, these different, being in front of these people tuning in. I want to do that. I want to do that. Not yet. I'm just waiting on that little plaque we get from YouTube. I'm gonna sit on the table. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Because the nigga coming from where I'm coming from, for me to be doing it, funny, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like shit. I get out there and make some fun. I don't like. I seen T.I. do this shit, and I'm like, you know what? Ain't no one hell T.I. can do this shit. I can't. I know I'm funny than T.I. I ain't knocking you, bro. I ain't knocking you. You know,
And I'm gonna just say this: the ATL that kept it real with T.I. because on his first night when he got on stage, it was a moment where he kind of went to that, and everybody started talking. He had to regain the attention again.
So we don't have project.
The thing I like about Tip Up, man.
Mm-hmm. Typical.
I'm just going for real.
You talking about twin?
Yeah.
You talking about the twin?
The thing I like about him, it ain't even about the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
The first time you seeing him stepping into the comedy,
Mm-hmm.
3 shows in one night, then wake up the next day, the same thing, then the same. It's comedians that don't even do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's comedians that don't even stay consistent. Myself, I honestly got the truth. Like I said, I wasn't consistent.
Mm-hmm.
I was off and on. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna use my dad as a push, but it took a lot out of me.
What happened with your dad?
My dad died.
Okay. Well, how long it been?
he died in 2017.
Uh-huh.
The day I was going to a roast for my boy ODO Data.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to head down, and my mama called me. She said, "Hey, you need to come home." I was like, "I ain't coming home if you don't tell me like what's going on." And she said, "If you don't come home, you might not see the baby."
Jeez.
It just all the same. He was known all over South Forest and everything. Coach King David.
Uh-huh. You care to share how you came?
It was just natural comedy.
I'm sorry to hear.
How did that affect your life?
My dad was funny.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it just
How old was you?
Like he was like 56 at the time.
Okay.
So his birthday just made it.
Yeah.
So, but my dad was real funny, man. He was a football coach, too, you know what I mean? And then like at first my dad he had me playing basketball. Like he took me to a lot of basketball camps. All of that. And then I went back, you know what I mean, to where he's from. He's from Dayton, 305. And I seen a picture of him. He had on his Colorado University jersey and stuff.
He played in Colorado?
He played for the Buffalo.
Okay.
Him, Solomon Wilcox, a lot of other players, sports analysts. But
he didn't play in 1919, did he?
You talking about what? Dante.
Yeah, okay.
But when he passed, man, it's like I played football, but like my dad used to tell me to get hurt sometimes. Like he ain't put me in. I used to work work hard as heck, man. Like be clean as hell. You know, I might be ready to get in the game, and I be.
I see what's going on. You know what, bro? Just play. Your position was.
He chilled me by the cooler though, man. But my position wasn't that. But it just.
You was there. You was there to fight.
My dad wasn't cold. And then everybody like, your dad is the coach, and you don't even get in. You know, something like that. That hurt me.
Well, bro, what's your fight? What's your fight? Could you play?
Yeah, I'm a second string. I got to be fighting with second string. How you didn't get put in the second string? You can't want to get hurt. First string never got put out there. You on the sideline, wish like, ooh, I hope that bitch.
Damn. Hey, look, damn, bro. Hey, listen, you the one come on the field, be dapping everybody up. Yeah, but you like. So you never got in.
Yeah, you see kick off, special team, team. Damn.
With this part ball or high school ball?
High school.
What high school? Well, okay, that's what Cam Newton. Okay. You play well?
He was in 12th grade, I was in 9th grade. I ain't playing with him.
But he was on the team.
Yeah, he was on the team.
I said your dad the head coach.
No, he was support.
Okay, so you season head coach. Cause I often say, if you played on outfield like quarterback, you say experience Cam Newton.
Defense was a piece of that.
Yeah. Who
had like Batman Jones, keep that.
So they're on the same. So Cam and Batman was on the same team.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I know Batman went to whoever went to lead. Hey, you know what? Oh, I gotta say that. You know what? Let me ask you a question. Hey, let me ask you a question.
And then she
for you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if people get on the field, you never know how.
I be sitting there and talk about this on the stage.
For real. I'm sorry to laugh. Well, y'all rocking tissue because you are being interviewed.
Let me ask you a question. Is West Atlanta part of Atlanta? Is Westlake, is that Atlanta?
Not Atlanta. It's not.
It's Atlanta.
I'm College Park with the Plains.
College Park is not.
And get what? APD.
Hey man, 14 county.
49 APD.
14 county.
It's not Atlanta.
Hey man, 285 always.
Hey
man. I don't know what part of Atlanta.
Yeah, it's Metro Atlanta. I do agree that it's
285.
But
285 to stay alive.
College Park is not Atlanta. So
But she went to Camp Creek Middle School. She went to Creekside High School.
What is that?
You know what I mean? Them South Fulton School.
But they in Atlanta though. Oh yeah,
She
yeah.
said that I know like good school, but
Oh, that's not FBS. It's cool.
that's not.
Okay, so I'm getting confused, man. I'm getting confused. Man, I'm just saying no. We want some clarity. So she's not Atlanta. So she's not Atlanta. Okay, now the song makes sense. The song again. The song again. The song. It's not Atlanta. She's not Atlanta. Yeah. But you know what? One thing about I know from Kanye is they talking about you.
Just saying.
Well, listen, it's 7:15. So hold that thought. We'll get into our gospel segment, okay? Now let me pay you for this, okay? All right. They're gonna pay you for the gospel. Adrian is gonna give you some shit. If he hears something, gonna let it out.
You gonna have something to say.
Adrian, what you got for us? We know you start with it. We know you start with World War III. Okay. Go ahead. What you got?
So what I do want to do is I do want to say congratulations to a couple of people. I want to say congratulations to Snoop and Sydney Dean. They did get married on Tuesday. We didn't get to bring that up. They got married along with Brad and Julie got married on the Tuesday the 22nd. That whole little thing. So congratulations to them. And quite a few people are in Moneybag Yo got in there. So he finally is gonna lock her down. And then we can move right along. So
Hold on. So let me say this. I want to get everybody's opinion now. There was two same-sex marriages. You know what I'm saying, right? Did y'all see it? Did y'all see the pictures? And did y'all see? I ain't gonna lie, the Brat pictures, mom. The Brat looked good. Snoop was fresh as hell. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I still do. I got goddamn black. Let me tell you something. I can't. Hey, boy. Look, Brat had on a goddamn dress that looked like a blazer. Was tight fitted that ass. Brat got a dunk. Brat got a dunk. What was I looking to be? I'm just saying that show you how far. I don't know if the country's came too far. I'm asking you because how we came a long way as a country by we talking about same-sex marriages and it's nothing, or have we been beating the head with it to where we was still? Which one y'all think?
That was always around. Even if you look at like old paintings in the churches where you see the little angels and the men with men and women. I mean, that's been around. It's just a matter of acceptance yet. So the Brat would definitely say because even when
so you said we came a long way.
Kind of battled if she liked men or women, if she dated men, it didn't really work out. It wasn't her
AI.
Did it. So I think for her to finally be liberated to be able to talk about it and not be ashamed or have to hide it is why I was so excited for her finally being able to just come out and just live her truth. Despite what anybody else's opinion would be about.
What you say, Coco?
What was again?
I was saying that like we're just talking about same-sex marriages, and it's like we just like you know what I'm saying? Like does that show that we came a long way? Do it show that we've been beating the head with so much that we've been forced to accept?
I think their marriage shows that we've come a long way because I don't feel like that part. I feel like these both couples are truly in love. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they are truly being true to themselves and who they are. So the fact that we are able to accept and respect who they choose to love, you know what I'm saying? I feel like shows that we've come a long way. The beating us on the head part, I don't think that has anything to do with their union, but I do feel like, they do try to beat us over the head with that lifestyle sometimes. But I don't think that their marriages are a reflection of that. I don't think so.
Okay. I respect that. I won't ask you a thing because I don't think you want to comment on it. Go ahead.
I don't agree with
Okay.
I'm just going to, just be straight up on
Thank
this.
you for
That's just, and we don't agree because you're leaning on as per what the Bible says, or just because
Just because you personally, it's just because like it's understood. Yeah, ain't gotta be explained.
I don't think it's understood because right now you got elementary schools that are condoning it. And right now, it's giving them away. Like, you got the state of Florida to make it a law to even say anything to try to deter a child from.
Let me finish your point. I'm gonna say that. I tried to pay you. Let the man.
I know it. It's touchy. You know what I mean? The only reason, you know what I mean, all these laws getting put in place, you know what I'm saying, is because it's people in high authority that's swinging the gate that way. You know? And they even put the restriction on creeds. You know what I mean? Oh, you picking on them, right? But let's reflect this back to us. We got picked on for honesty. Thousands of years. We were called niggas. We were called monkey. We were called dogs. You know what I mean? Like just being honest.
Right.
It wasn't stepping on your toes then. When you were putting the Hollywood movies, you know what I mean? When you were having the black man almost like he was having shoe polish on his face. It wasn't bad then.
What's that called? Mystery shows, right? Yeah.
All right, so moving on to FDA approved the first annual market specifically for anal sex. Did you guys see that?
I seen that. What's the name of the company? What's the brand? Huh? I'm asking for a friend that want to know what's the name of the brand.
I'm laughing at the top.
One male. Yeah, I think that's anyway segue. Now, I'm just saying there are some people out here that enjoy anal sex with heterosexual people also, and not just the people on the other side of the fence. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I was just asking for the brand. Yeah.
Well, the company is the Global Protection Corp, but it's marketing as one male condom. So it's a condom, and then they just gonna have like that's a male condom. And I'm sure they're gonna have ones for females.
So what male and female is different?
Yeah.
I mean,
How you know?
I mean, because everything about us is different.
How is it? So
I see
well, the male gland is in
Yeah,
the anal part, ours is in the front. But as far as the easement of going in a female,
but I'm saying like the anatomy portion as far as the whole.
I think women booty hole the bigger. I wouldn't
think we need to talk about this shit at all. Man.
Yeah, I think women booty hole bigger. So we got women booty hole bigger.
I don't think so. My shit ain't big at all.
I'm saying you compare look at a man ass, woman asshole. I think a woman asshole is bigger. Y'all decide to take me.
Oh, that's funny. I don't want.
That's why we ain't had no water, dude. Shit, you're gonna be feeling like Greek coming out that.
Damn.
I'm taking my shit.
You know, that shit. They were deep.
Did they say why? How the thing is different? Like what's different?
no, they just went into. I mean, it just got approved and
Today,
promoted.
yeah.
They broke it down.
Oh, you know, it's even one of
If you do some research in there, I'm sure they had to come up with the concept of something. So it's probably something else. It's just research. But yeah, this is the first time you can specifically ask for anal condom versus a regular. So I don't. But,
So would you be embarrassed to go in a store and we either any of be embarrassed to go to the store to buy?
I mean, you can be proud in one sense that you're able to say that, hey, I'm gay, and then be embarrassed to go buy protection. That wouldn't make sense. So, the liquor stores, they gonna be worse.
It's like you can get whatever female like.
Yeah, because you can't be out here. You can't be out here hitting these hoes. You can't be out here hitting these hoes. I don't see how niggas out here hitting these hoes in the booty without no rubber on, man. Y'all need tripping, man. Scrap on, hit that boot hole, man.
Because that was the best way of being able to have sex. It was tight, but they wouldn't get pregnant was the excuse.
Well,
But
I
now
ain't.
it ain't just that you can't shoot off a disease in the asshole.
Yeah, man. Y'all did y'all go out to the Mexican and you get a home and boot up that boot?
It might be
That's where it's easier or something.
Yeah, hey, yeah. Waste the chemical. Yeah. Oh, that's something, man. Please,
All right,
man.
so in New York, we got the mayor.
I like booty cheeks. I don't like.
I don't like bud.
You don't like anal sex? You never had anal sex? Now, Coco, don't tell this show that, man. But you have tried it.
I tried
Okay,
it.
man. So don't sit up here.
No, I tried it not because it was something that I wanted to
You did it for your man.
Yes, and I didn't work out.
Okay. Okay, so you talking about yeah.
Oh no.
Right.
So before we move on, I just want to know how long did it take you to recover? Like from that, like was you fucked up about what 2-3 days?
No, because we did not include.
You did the tip.
We didn't actually. Oh, hey!
But Coco, if you do, they got this spray called Anal Eve. I'm sorry. Hey, go ahead. Hey, take it from me. Go.
So we're gonna move on up to New York and Mayor Eric Adams.
Yeah, that's a real nigga. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. And he is now ready and cannot wait to go ahead and lift the mandate, the vaccine mandate from everybody here. And then what that also includes is the fact, remember, he was the very one who was very boisterous in the beginning about Kyrie Irving not getting vaccinated, thought he should be fired, he out of city, thought off the planet Earth. Now, all of a sudden, he can't wait for the mandate to be done, but then he gets to come back and play now, Kyrie Irving. So we're gonna see if he chooses to come back. It's kind of one of the things like a rookie type situation to me. Y'all kind of like might just publicly humiliate them, and then at the end of the day, still going back.
I did. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know, but I can. Well, he's also the mayor that's going off about the drill music. He wants to end that. People are, up in arms about that. I also posted a video when he was on there talking about his policing days, the crackers. He was using that word quite a lot, and people was just wondering, was that offensive? Was that, discrimination on how he's so he's a little.
You can't have a double standard.
No, I'm just saying they been calling it.
I mean, I don't think white people should be offended. Nah, I mean, come on, man. Like, come on. That one like here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's cracker, it's nigga, it's other things I won't say about other people, but we know what we call each other, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. We ain't kids. Like, we know what we call each other. Sorry, go ahead.
All right, and then we can go on to MC Light, who is trying to get her husband, who just refuses to sign off on the divorce papers. And
Is she like married?
Yeah, she's been married for like 3 years.
I thought she was gay.
And that's why we don't get checked for anything. And she very well may be. And maybe that's why I don't know why she's getting a divorce specifically, but she definitely wants one. He is not willing to sign off on it. And who knows, with everything like that's happening, we could see her end up showing her true life divorce because they came up in the same era. So they have the same, obstacles to deal with. So hopefully he'll sign off and give her freedom so she can go and do what she needs. So I know she got some big shit going on coming up as far as money making wise. So get divorced now, and he won't be able to. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to sign.
Don't sign the paperwork, big dog. Hold on.
Her like Mary J. Blige husband did her. With the
you bullshit when y'all got to pay.
When Sherry got divorced, and she adopted a son, but her husband, because he wanted a kid, and she was traveling, so they adopted. And then when they got ready to get divorced, she didn't want to have to pay child support for a kid that wasn't hers, but because she assumed the responsibility, when they got the divorce, she has to pay the child support and alimony to the husband. So I think a lot of females need to be just as quick as talking about freedom as these men. Especially if they're
Hey,
What is that? No.
I'm smart, nigga. I'm smarty.
today.
Can't wait on my wife to blow up. I can't wait on Travis Plate. Y'all make sure Travis Plate this Sunday they do a 12.5 slap. Can't wait on my wife to blow up.
If you married a woman and she,
Is the breadwinner.
she was the breadwinner and she wanted to end the marriage, like the marriage ain't working out for whatever reason, she want to leave. Would you try to keep her in the marriage, and two, would you try to take her for like a lot of spousal support, like a lot? How much? Because that's what you paying. How much?
30,000 a month.
She couldn't even pay her rent. She had to pay her
What you
month.
so how you put this with?
Yeah.
I'm honest, to be honest with this situation. A lot of people don't know. And you know what I mean? It's my inner circle. They know. But I was married like at the age of 25. And at the age of 25, just me being a person, I understood the oath. You know what I mean? I understand about for better person, job or you know what I mean, the death you do you part, the sickness, the hurt, you know what I mean? Like all of that. You get down and do that. But at the time I was like making money, I was working on the dock. My uncle. I was out on contract to really, you know what I mean, take out do stuff, blah blah blah. And then you know what I mean, she was like, hey, I'm about to get in the military, we've been talking for 4 or 5 years anyway. So I was like, come on. I said, I like I can do this. I said, shoot, I ain't got no job out there. I'm leaving everybody. You gotta be able to get it what comes with it. So she was like, all right, that's cool. Mine, she's like 19.
And how old are you up to?
Yeah, I'm about 25. So then, you know, boom. It was like, I mean, the first month, but you know what I mean? You can't get mad at a woman that wants to see you, know what I mean, get a job. It's like, you figure it out. The man, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of dudes, they try to, I'm gonna get the girl, you know, so I'm gonna get my girl. If you're a man, you know what I mean? Like, a man. But you know what I mean? Some girls, they like run games. Like, I'm not saying she was running games at all. But I just couldn't deal with me not making money in the situation. You know what I mean? Yeah, you paying the bills. I don't like that.
Right. So you wouldn't be like these other niggas.
Yeah.
Taking people money.
Let me tell you something. Say whatever. I just want to say that. It's fine. It's fine. I deserve it. I deserve it. You know what I'm saying? I deserve it. And I won't ever. My wife told me one night, she said, nigga, I want you to leave. I want you to leave because I'm going to get every motherfucking thing I can get and I fucking deserve it. You feel me? I said, you know what? Get what? I want her ass to leave because I'm going to get every motherfucking thing I deserve. And I will take that check every month and cash that motherfucker like with pride. Because get what? In the role will reverse. Y'all motherfuckers will catch that man check with pride.
Hey.
Y'all
are the breadwinners. That's y'all job. That's what you do.
You know what I mean? But like,
You talk
So in my day, men have changed.
but I'm just saying though, like women like.
So let me ask you a question. When you divorced, did you get alimony?
Oh no, I just separated.
You talking about y'all see that?
We had a no.
I'm just asking. They had to know me. But see, sometimes, but listen, no. He gonna tell you, but sometimes I know you gotta know me. They asked you, whoever the brand was, they automatically try to give the other person the money. You know what I'm saying? But he had to actually turn it down. Cause I know nigga, he had a lot of niggas. I know niggas been with that old lady 30 years, still mad. You gotta make sure, like, you know what I'm saying? It's that One of them stay in one room, other stay in the other room. They not together, but they still, man, this how y'all, this how they rock. You know what I mean?
That's something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said,
Yeah.
it's people that understand the oath. And then
Yeah.
your mama ain't gonna bring no nigga over there with your daddy in that house. And your daddy ain't gonna bring no girl over there with your mama in the house.
That's no sense. Agent, what I say for? That's no sense. Now, ain't nobody spending the night.
Oh, but they can come home and drop.
I mean, no, you pick up.
What I said,
You pick up, yeah.
your daddy.
Don't get picked up. Dad, I say, listen, man, y'all ain't together. Let's not make no fuss. Let her do her. When you go off and get your little business going, yeah. So I squash their beef and they get along, and he had little situations he developed. My dad I got a 4-year-old brother.
I got a little.
Shit. I mean, when I'm that old, my dad in the 80s. My shit don't still be working. So shit, I'm trying to. Yeah, my dad is 83.
He had a baby at 79.
Yeah.
I thought my dad was bad.
Yeah.
My dad, because I got some younger brothers.
Mm-hmm.
My kids.
My dad got 14 kids.
Damn, but I think my dad. I think my dad had my last.
But
yeah, but
we're talking about our camera. Trust me, it ain't all peach and cream that situation. Yes, What else you got for Asian? Sorry.
So the last thing, we do have the situation that's going on between Russia and Ukraine. Putin did decide to move in today. He did blow up their international airport. With this, ended up having NATO to come out again and get involved. They have been trying to partner with Ukraine to help protect them in there. Since we're saying Biden is saying he's not going to send any U.S. troops in as of today, but we know he can turn around and send $1 billion over tomorrow. But they're trying to figure out. So I know a lot of people are kind of clueless of what's going on. Everything up and down from the 9/11 and all other countries. But the way that they go, that's over here. I know we tried to. Well, today I did the same thing where he cut off Putin's finances with the Western portion of the world where we do run the banking, but not that. Well, it doesn't really matter because Putin has been planning this and him and Trump again. So as far as money, he got the manpower. He can go out and purchase everything he needs. They have built what he's needed, and he is able to move in. So he could care less about them shut it down. But what he did do is promise that anybody who got involved, and then he did make a promise us as we did get involved that he was getting ready to do some havoc on us and it was going to be historic, has never happened. One of the ways that they're able to fight now is not so much as having man on the ground with guns anymore. It's going to be through cyber tech, it's through the technology. Our technology in the US is very weak. 75 years out, we have a very weak infrastructure. So we technology-wise cannot handle cyber attacks. India has like the best tech people in the world, and then there's the other countries. So for us, for me specifically, like with anybody who is in this for themselves and you use fiber, if you ever went on here to get anything done, if you try to go in there today, you will notice that your transactions will not get processed because they are cutting off the U.S. money from going to the other countries so that they don't get U.S. funding. Our $5 here is $10,000 to them over there, so it does a hell of a lot of funding. So that's how it affects us today. I went to buy gas at 11 o'clock this morning. It was $3.29. By the time I got back home from my meeting at 1:30, it's $3.44. So it is going to go up. I would say before the end of March, we'll probably be around there. For our gas is definitely going to go up. So ways that this war is going to affect us in the U.S. is going to be our gas and oil prices are definitely going to go up. Inflation is going to continue to rise. The stock market is going to take a hit. So for all our millionaires who got on and been doing all this trading and forex and all that, Saturday for them is going to continue because that's the first thing the U.S. always is affected whenever war comes into play is the stock market. Newbies know that they have never been through a war situation to understand that. So the whole smile turned upside down future planning has come to a halt today. We will be facing some cyber attacks. Don't quite know which one it'll be, but they have been reaching them on us. One, Putin already did with the voting for Trump. he rigged our system and with Facebook. He did come in Georgia last year. He did some with our water system. They touched on it, but just didn't want to incite fear in people. So they have connections to everything over here in the U.S. They can shut anything and everything off if they want to. So we're waiting on that. And of course, food prices are definitely going to rise. So even though we may not know specifically what's going on in these countries, that's how it's going to affect us here today. So today I did my due diligence when I got my 20 things of water, my little food in the house, and got my car full of gas. So as of tomorrow, people who got off today will see the news tonight, and they can go study for tomorrow. And that's it for the gossip.
Well, thank you.
I want to say that Biden, you playing with Putin. Don't fall for the okey doke. Stand firm. Let's mind our goddamn business and let them folk handle that business over there. Don't play Captain Saberhole, please. Let them folk handle that shit, man.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, as far as Ukraine just giving themselves up, to understand, like, if you understood that USS war that they had over there with Soviet Union, they're trying to, like, just take it back. Basically, it's almost like what Russia is doing is me coming over there and taking your soda because I want it. I do not have a right to come over there and take anything that is rightfully yours, that you have earned and deserved and has rightfully been given to you just to take it just because. And so all this is a bullying tactic. It's almost like Hitler has been reincarnated within. And so the only way I see it is, for one, I don't even know why this man has been planning this. And then getting a group of people, like, when did assassination become extinct? Why is he still alive? We have seen the U.S. go over and kill Saddam Hussein. You hung him.
It is a different ball game because he have three of the most powerful. He has it's 5 strong military. It's the United States, it's Russia, it's China, it's North Korea, it's Great Britain. The Russia has China and North Korea. He's trying to pick a fight because they are tired of America. It's like America bullies everybody, and they want to dethrone the big dog. America with Great Britain, we don't stand a chance against them 3 big motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they having this nigga with Cap because he know what he doing. The reason he actually invaded Ukraine because Ukraine has nuclear capability, and they overtook their nuclear facility, which was the cause of the greatest nuclear spill in the United States history. I mean, in world history, in 1986. You know what I'm saying? That place where they got a big ass nuclear plant and they can make bombs and shit. They didn't want the United States in there, including Ukraine, building a bomb because that's too close for a nuclear bomb at your borders. That's what all this shit is about. Because Russia signed a treaty with America that they can have a bomb that close to their border, but America play a game. You know what I'm saying? And America is giving them folks missiles to fight against this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm an American, but the reason why I say don't follow them because we know Putin do crazy shit, but America do crazy shit too. Because my thing is, how we gonna be mad at Putin? Did America just run in on somebody's shit last year and goddamn take over some shit? Well, we'll go and take over countries too. Who minded goddamn business? Who minded business? Who minded business? When we went into Omar Gaddafi, Russia didn't get involved. We went in and took Iraq. Russia didn't get involved. We need to mind our goddamn business.
What I'm saying is, civilians like us, like me, I can be mad at Putin because I was mad at fucking. I was mad at us for going invading people's shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's right, but I do feel like as much as I want to say we need to stay out of it, I feel like we can't not stay out of it. Like you say, I feel like he's doing it really to antagonize anyway. But it's like if we sit back and don't do nothing, that shit still gonna come our way. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's gonna make us look weak. It's gonna make him look like, oh, they still to me.
Are y'all ready for
little shit to antagonize y'all?
Because I feel like this is how I feel, and we're not gonna. Go ahead.
I ain't gonna like speak on Putin, but I just want to speak to like everybody in the United States. Instead of going into the panic mode, you gotta live this thing like everyday life. Don't run to the store and snatch everything up. Shell what you gonna go back. Everything in life don't always go back to the book. It's like in the Bible, it was a time when the folks didn't have nothing to eat, and then Jesus he provided meat. He said just get enough to eat, and it'll hold you over. But then them folks they went and got stuff to put it in pots, all this stuff, putting it in the cabinet, and just went over. Just one side.
But I think that's a good way of looking at it too, because like, and that's the thing with America that I don't like. We are selfish as company, country. Like and I mean, I feel like that's our foundation. Like that's what we are built on. Like everybody is for self. Like, and I think so when stuff like this happens, we go out here and you buy all this stuff, but it's like you're not thinking, like he's saying, if you go out and just keep going, like you're going, the shit on the shelves don't last longer. Because if people are just going buying, but are looking out for me. I want to make sure I don't give a fuck if y'all get water. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if y'all ain't got water in y'all house. I'm gonna have some water, or not just water, like anything. I don't give a fuck if y'all ain't got no meat or no bread or whatever. I got it over here, me and my family straight, but y'all ain't. And I feel like that goes back to how how we set up. It's like they got it to where we have to look out for. Like everybody looks out for self instead of looking out for their neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Like if I got it, the stores do run out. And if I do got extra, I'm gonna look out for my neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna try to help my neighbor, and we figure that shit out. Faith, you have faith, and when it comes, you figure it out when it comes. Like if we start to run low, that's when the faith come in, and you pray and you hope that God gonna provide. You know.
Some people say their Bible prophecy being fulfilled. You know.
He's repeating itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Babylon, they said Babylon must fall. So I want to say this, that I want to say this right here.
We didn't sign up for that shit. Like people like us, we didn't sign up for that.
I mean, but hey man,
But this is the power at being those eight determining people who have these world meetings. That Squid Game movie that we saw. We are part of that too. They may not be shooting us in the head point blank. We doing it to ourselves, but our version of the Squid Game, NFL, NBA, they play with them. Now that we see what's going on, war games. Who are the casualties of it? It's not them. It's the civilians. It's the innocent people within those communities. What did they do to deserve to have their homes blown up today? Like I seen the guy having to give his 5-year-old daughter a hug and put her and her mother on a bus because he had to stay back and volunteer for fight. But he's not in anybody's military. He's not trying. They didn't drop off 10,000 guns within the city of Ukraine for the civilians to come and pick up to defend themselves. So how would you feel if somebody came to your house and gave you all these rifles, although you think it's cool and fun, because if you in a gang, you want to go shoot up and hit up the street. But now actually really have to get you to go and kill somebody. Are you ready? Can you fight a foreigner? Can you really? No, you cannot. That's a different type of set of fear. And so as far as uniting and all that, the difference is going to come in now because now we got these younger generation that all this shit we talk about the ODs. That's what the ODs know how to do. We fucking know how to survive. So while you out here being fucking cute and all of a sudden your body, so the motherfucker who really ain't paying you no attention, you about to be the first to fucking die. The first. So hats off because people don't even know that neighborhood. You don't even speak to people anymore. This iPhone, everything is about myself. We're all narcissistic.
That's what they made it. They did that shit on purpose, though. I feel like they.
But it's funny that we know that, but then in the time when it comes down,
everybody don't know it. Everybody, like some people, like you say, I feel like our like older generations, and that's because we survived without it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We came up without it. I feel like you have even some younger people in the generation, like some younger people know that too. I feel like it's some of us who know better, but then you feel about a lot of people who grew up in that, who grew up brainwashed and came up on this shit to distract them, to get you distracted, and like and then too, think that. And we was kind of no school systems. I ain't saying our schools were perfect, but schools, we was learning different shit. So I ain't saying everything they taught us was right.
I went to school.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even just going to school, period. And back in our days, like schools were better, like it was more structured. The teachers I feel like had more control of the classroom. We had programs, you had arts, you had music, school was different. Nowadays, if you go into a school building, I feel like no anywhere across America, like in lower class social income, like I feel like schools ain't the same. Like that shit been fucked up for so long, so all of these kids are growing up with no guidance. You see what I'm saying? And this is their guidance. So they don't know better. That's what I
But
what you guys say?
I'm happy.
We on this subject.
Okay. We at least
We go into our question for the day. Talk about the millennials and parent and elderly and what we talk about.
Yeah, so man, let's pray for Ukraine. Let's pray for us. You know what I'm saying? Let's pray that the one thing that we all gotta understand that the will of the Most High. It ain't about to believe in God. It's about the Spirit. Whatever you believe in, that they will shall be done. You know what I'm saying? So this is a time where it's gonna test your faith. You gotta be strong in your faith. You gotta understand that you never know how strong your faith is until it is tested. Because what is our question of the day? Thanks, Adrian, for the gospel side.
Yeah, thank you, Adrian. That was awesome. Good topic.
Mm-hmm.
So the topic was, and actually I had help with the topic today. This is something that
What?
he was, and I'm gonna actually let you propose the question. Like,
Because it was like 5 questions.
Yeah, that shit was long. That shit was another sermon, Pastor Kamani.
It's at three. It was three sections,
Okay,
and it was basically the same. The first one was basically it's all the same.
Yeah.
It was basically saying, because I'm talking about when we grew up, a lot of us grew up with our parents saying, "Do as I say, not as I do." Like basically, when I tell you to do something, don't worry about what I do, what you see me doing, do what I say. And so a lot of us also grew up with our parents pretending to be something that they weren't. They don't want us to see that ugly side of them, to see that the so-called bad side of them, or their downfalls. So they would show us this perfect face and make us feel like they had it all figured out and all together. You know what I'm saying? And what was the other thing? Like basically, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of elders, our parents, like maybe they didn't teach us the truth a lot of times. They didn't give us the truth.
Well, because that was the way of keeping a child in a child's place. So the less where you were able to beat the child and not over inundate you with the worldly things. But now we got children who think they are adult, or children who are having to take care of adult parents. So yeah, it's very
And so for me, I feel like there should be a balance, right? Because I'm gonna say this. I see what you're saying. I do understand because even for my kids, it's something like I think some things are age appropriate. Like when they were younger, I'm not going to disclose everything about my life. But as they became teenagers and got older, certain things that I went through, like when it came to boys, relationships, sex, different things like that, I was honest with my girls about it because I didn't want them to repeat. And some things I wish my mom would have been more. Transparent with me about. You know what I'm saying? And not just my mom. I understand why they did what they did, but I do feel like my mom's generation and those generations, it was a lot of people under the world.
and
They
even
kept a
if they,
lot of
they would have shared that information for me. Like there's no perfect way to parent.
it's not, and I'm not saying it's a perfect way, but I do feel like to an extent, we should be like it's important to be honest. Cause like sometimes with some people, if their parents put on this face of like this is how it should be, I'm hurt, I didn't fuck up, I didn't do nothing wrong, that put pressure on the person. And then you got people going to depression and people who going to because they feeling like they trying to live up to this perfect life, like my mom and dad could do it, so I should be able to do it. Not knowing that your mom and daddy really didn't go through and survive shit the way you think they did. They went through some hard times and some struggles too. But when a person don't know that, it's like I'm looking at my parents thinking they perfect. And so I'm trying to strive to be perfect too. And when I'm not meeting those standards, and when I hit a wall or something happens, I'm getting down and I'm beating myself up and I'm depressed as opposed to if I hit this wall, I remember my mom and my daddy them told me the same shit happened with him. And I remember how they said they got through it and what they went through in order to survive it. So because I know that when I hit this wall, I know how to get back up.
Let's get a guest opinion. Let's get hold on, Coco. Let's get a guest opinion on this thing.
all of this right here is it boils down to faith. Faith is the substance a thing was hoped for and never into things that's not seen. So
Did you just quote on
uh,
that? Okay.
but it's just the fact of like when you didn't see your mama, when you didn't see your daddy doing certain things. Cause like the way I was brought up, it was you go to school, you do what you're supposed to do, you come back home, you do what you're supposed to do.
Mhm.
You do something wrong,
Got
there we
it.
go with your mother. Whether you wrong, whether you right, I gotta get you tight.
Mhm.
That one, you know what I mean? That's just how I was brought up.
Yeah.
And what my generation lacked, so we can really get our family. It's structure.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
My generation compared to the folks in the, because my oldest granddaddy was born in the 30s.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's my daddy. My great granddaddy was born in 1901. So like it's different for me. So it kind of like down in my bones. Like with another thing, my generation like they lack respect.
Mhm.
They
That's
they
what I
lack
was.
they lack morals. You know what I mean? Like you, I can't even find a picture of my great grandma,
Mhm.
a video of my great grandma bent over somewhere doing this or doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? My generation really got messed up when 106 and Park came. When the movie Paid in Full, when the movie Dead Presidents, when all that stuff started coming in, when they seen the Rodney King beat, you know what I mean? The rerun, we keep seeing King them get beat. The rerun, we go to school on Black History Month. You know, my generation got brainwashed.
Transition,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, hey, we ain't gonna let. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. They were raised in projects. You still had them folks like they was in slavery
Mhm.
with the government, the EET. You still moving them out of home.
Mhm.
You still like, come on. Like,
Mhm.
if we don't just get down,
To the bottom,
just get down to the bottom of it. Like,
you know.
if we want to talk about crack, how y'all drop crack in every project in the seconds. Like, if we just want to just get down into this thing, man, y'all, they really messed us up. We was over. Some of us was in Africa, but you know what I mean? It was Indians and blacks already here. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about how the blacks created a lot of these inventions and stuff. Like they, when they hear somebody acknowledge this stuff, like like all these people, they try to get them off Earth because of the knowledge.
Yeah, for what they
It's just the point of like the movie Roots at the end. If anybody's seen the Roots when they were right there in the truck. And he said, "Done. How we gonna get everything done? Hey, we gonna get them in another way. We gonna put them in the warehouse."
How many people seen the whole movie?
I seen the whole miniseries.
long time ago, I don't
I
remember.
want.
So my point to what he was saying is, even then, no matter how historic that movie can be, the message that it has, as much as it is for our culture, we still don't. 1.5 people have not watched that.
But I'm saying,
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me get my. Hold on,
Don't mean you ain't
hold
in
on,
touch with.
hold
I
on,
didn't say you
hold
weren't.
on,
She
hold
said
on.
watch the movie. I had
Let
to
me
watch the movie.
let me get
I
my
say,
let me get my insight on the question first before we have debate on it. I think the most important. I want to hear everybody else's opinion first. You know what I'm saying? The thing was, I think the reason why parents do that is to keep respect in the home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you struggling and you going through certain things, people um and like just like a parent with a crack addiction. You know what I'm saying? At some point your kids gonna lose respect for you because that demon has overtaken you. You know what I'm saying? They can see your vulnerability. They can see you breaking down. How am I gonna respect my mama when she out here sucking dick and my dad out here breaking taking grandmama change her pocketbook, you know what I'm saying, smoke dope. How can I respect my mama, you know what I'm saying, if my mama is doing certain things to the unbecoming of a woman, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me finish. I did not interrupt nobody. Let me finish my point. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you different examples. I'm leading up. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of time our parents paint a picture. They paint the life that they want their kids to see. You know what I'm saying? Whether because they don't want their kids to lose their sense of because the way parents that I've seen, I've been around, I was brought up, parents always want to seem like they're a superhero to their kids, subconsciously, like no matter what we go through, mom and dad gonna make a way. You know what I'm saying? And it's like in my situations, you know what I'm saying, when I was coming up, you know what I'm saying, we went our lights been cut off, our water was coming cut off, you know what I'm saying? We've had roach issues, we've had rat issues, you know what I'm saying? My parents never received a government assistance, never received food stamps working poor, you know what I'm saying, for a while. My dad had a gambling addiction. So and then there was times where I seen the vulnerability in my parents and I said some shit and I did some shit and my dad, you know what I'm saying, had to check me, you know what I'm saying? Because, they had to check me like, you know what I'm saying? Because at 12 years old, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one time our lights got cut off. We was 12. And I was like, damn, I have no son. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't tell me our lights off. You couldn't even set the lights off. And then, so I said he ignored me. You know what I'm saying? Because looking back, I know how pride, how they hurt him to see his kids in the dog. But I'm 12, I'm adolescent. You know what I'm saying? So I said shit about people. He like, nigga, what the fuck did you do if I tell you that Brian I about to be off tonight? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck can I do by telling you that? You know what I'm saying? Fix the shit. But I remember thinking like, and I was masculine on my closed door, and I'm like, looking back now, I can imagine the shit that man went through. I mean, even asking his son had to ask him that question, and we in the fucking dark. Our food in the cooler. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying because instead of it's personal to me. Because I seen my parents try to shield me and my brother from their struggle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm getting emotional, you know what I'm saying? Because, it's like to see your parents struggle and look back on it. And like being a parent is real hard, you know what I'm saying? And then like I seen my dad get up every day and bust his ass. You know what I'm saying? He dropped out of school in the 7th grade. So I didn't my parents teachers didn't have no crutch. You know what I'm saying? And there was some things that I wish they might have shared with me. You know what I'm saying? But looking back on it, they was protecting me. And I think a lot of times what's going on there is parents are not protecting their children from their childhood. You know what I'm saying? I was allowed to be a child. And I don't think kids are allowed to be kids no more. That's why people talk a lot of shit about Kanye. Kanye wanted his little girls to be little girls. He wanted them to grow up and have a normal life. You know what I'm saying? Because he had a normal life coming up. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of these kids that get these celebrity lives and shit, and then right, they start on TikTok. Now you giving people coming on a 6-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 8-year-old. That's not normal, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause Frank got an Instagram. You know what I'm saying, right? We I don't never put him on there like every day or every week or if there's ever an issue about something I post to him, I take it down. Because he's still a child. So I just want the world to see how articulate he is, how smart he is. Same thing probably Kim, but with parents, it's no. I'm gonna get emotional, but I just say I just remember like what I'm saying, like I'm from the struggle for real. You know what I'm saying? So I understand like why parents do shit like that. You know what I mean? But my parents weren't perfect either. You know what I mean? Like what I'm saying? Like my parents never talked to me about sex. My parents never talked to me about the evils or the like, because they was trying to protect me and my brother because of the shit they had to go through. Like my daddy went through the civil rights movement. You know what I'm saying? My daddy had lost 4 of his cousins. You know what I'm saying? Was hung and beaten. You know what I mean? He didn't grow up telling me about that shit. because he didn't want to put that shit. He didn't want me to look at the world with hate. You see what I'm saying? Well, he would have told me that shit. I was a rebellious child because I was certain knowledge. So he would have told me that shit. I would have been waiting. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So he protected me from that. You know what I'm saying? My mom grew up taking care of all her siblings. She had 6 other brothers. She had to take care of. She dropped out of high school. Like my mama never talked about how she grew up in the project. I used to go to my grandmama's house. I didn't even know coming up that was the project. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, man, why everybody looking at us? Because we stayed in housing. But they didn't know we was struggling just like them. But I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like sometimes, I'm saying I'm finna let y'all get the thing back. But I'm saying like something to say this, that parents do that as a way to get kids a chance to have a life. Because, you know what I'm saying? I'm just giving this one perspective. I'm just getting the other side of it. Parents do things to make that shit like to get the kids a chance to have a normal life. You know what I'm saying? Because once you expose kids, anybody to certain shit, it'll come back to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I had one situation where one of my homeboys, him and baby mama got into it because his 9-year-old daughter, his 9-year-old daughter got her period, right? And his baby mama started talking to her about sex. And 9 years old, he was like, "She's still playing with fucking dolls." But what I'm saying is, that's true, right? That's true. Well, that's true. What I'm saying is, that is a group conversation. That's a conversation. It has to be balanced today. You know what I'm saying, right? To eventually make the little girl curious. You know what I'm saying? So when other niggas come over there, you know what I'm saying, fucking her mama, she just walked in because she told her dad, I wanted to see what sex looked like.
Since you talking about it and trying to put her
You know what I'm saying?
But I think
So yeah, that's the
But I'm just saying, like, I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I was like, because I think it takes, like, I believe that it takes time, like, but I'm just, I thought it should have been a ease into shit. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
To be right, that's just a poor skill of parents. Like, it's certain things that my father, you know what I mean, introduced me to, like, at a young age. I ain't gonna say, oh, take these shots. I'm drinking with that, I'm smoking with that. Hey, no, you stay away from that lip. Hey, you stay away from that lip. You don't touch that. Hey, them cigarettes, back your head up. You don't touch them like, you don't touch them stove.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything, like I said, it go back.
Yeah. Or when you go to touch that stove more than once, how much you gonna touch it? You see fire hot.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Go back.
I never seen my parents smoke a joint coming up.
I ain't seen my mom smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, my mom smoked cigarettes. I like weed or something.
Like, yeah, my family, they used to drink and they used to, like, when they had their little fire parties and stuff. But like, and I hear what you're saying, and I do feel, that's why I say I feel like age appropriate. I don't feel like as a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, I need to be explaining to you about the lights cut off or what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying, like, I just feel like age appropriate. As your kids get older, certain conversations need to be had, especially if they run into a situation. You know what I'm saying? Say they like for my girls, like I say, when they call themselves dating, you know what I'm saying? And I know what I went through.
Yeah, of course.
As a young girl, and when I started dating, having sex and doing shit, getting caught up in boys and lost myself in, I know what I went through. My mom never talked to me, and nothing against my mom, because I feel like my mom did the best she could. My mom was a great parent. I love mama, and I know you did the best you can, and you still riding for all of us. So nothing bad against my mom, but I do know, like, we didn't have those conversations. Like, my mom didn't talk to me about boys, relationships, and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? So I know when I went looking for a guy, like looking for shit in relationships for a guy to fulfill certain areas, you know. I ain't even see it. Anyway, when I got then you just try to make sure I know. Anyway, so like when my girls did start dating, I made sure that I was honest to them because I know how little boys are. You know, I know when I went through with little boys. I know little teenage boys got one thing in mind. You know, I know they gonna finesse you and try to tell you this and get you caught up to do, but I also know they gonna be talking to this girl, that girl, and that. So I was honest with my girls about what I went through. Like I went explicit when they was in middle school and they 12 and 13. I didn't get explicit and be like, oh yeah, you know, your mama was doing this, X, Y, Z. I was, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get that deep into the conversations, but I did let them know the gist of what I want. Like, don't get caught up in it. Focus on yourself. This is what even their dad, like I asked their dad to talk to him, and he was honest with them too about his mindset as a 13, 14-year-old boy. And so that's what I mean when I say I think conversations like that, age appropriate conversations, when you see your kids going through stuff that you know you went through, I feel like instead of icing over it, making it seem like everything is just all gravy and good, and mama ain't never did nothing wrong, mama ain't never did that. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest with them, and I feel like that helps to change the cycle and break cycles in families as well.
And like with that being said too, and that's why I can honestly say this, man. My generation, that's why they scare away from going to churches. Just straight up, because people when they come in, you know, some people just gonna be like, hey man, I'm here,
Yeah.
and then you know they gonna do that about 6 months. Stuff gonna be gossip,
Right.
said, and then somebody gonna be mad. Somebody ain't gonna come back. When you can say, my granddad used to say some of the meanest things on his way. Mm-hmm. Like old folks, man, like that's why I love my mama. Man. She raw and uncut, and it just but it hurt, man. You know what I mean? A lot of it hurt. Like what you said, at the time, you were like, man, yeah, but now you look back, you like, that hurt me. Yeah. Like it just, you know what I mean? Like that's, you know what I mean?
I got ask when you say like, cause you talking about millennials and stuff like that, right? So do you think like a lot? Cause I heard you was it you or Adrian? Which one of y'all said something about like the crack epidemic or like when they was like when they was dropping? So I'm like, do you think that might have a lot to do with because a lot of parents around that time were out there doing shit, you know, like in the 70s and 80s and different shit like that. So they want
Right. Oh, like I said, they messed the black community up, just straight up. Like, if we just want to get
right.
Folks on with it.
yeah, if we just want to get all the way down to it, man. You might be talking about my cousin, and you don't even know that's like shit. That's like your brother. Like I'm saying, like slavery, they done separated folks. It's cross breeds, like white folks and black. Like, come on, cross breed. We ain't even really getting full blooded out. You know what I mean? It's a lot of. But nobody want to just sit down. Yeah. See that pandemic? That's why I like that pandemic. And nobody realized that ozone layer got like it was hot. It was that ozone layer healed. It got back cold. That weather got back right. Everybody's mindset really kind of got back clear. Everybody started reuniting with their
From the
family.
pandemic?
No, I'm just saying they started reuniting with their family. You got to read to me.
Okay.
You didn't see the weather. The weather was hot.
I saw it all, but I don't see where it brought nothing back to no type of normalcy. I don't see where people gained their mentality back then. You lost their money even more. So it isolated people.
I'm talking about like as far as like money wise.
Okay, I thought you were talking about kids being such their parents that to the business. I know you was on money. Okay.
No, I think the pandemic brought a lot of families together because it was forced to deal with your parents. Yeah, the kids, everybody was at home. Everybody was in the house. I mean, my house is how it was. You know what I mean? Because like you couldn't go to the office.
Well, I mean, I have to do that with big family, yeah, but that doesn't apply to me. I don't have a big family, so I don't identify with what y'all saying. So I'm in survival mode. So y'all go ahead, maybe
I'm just saying the fact of to me, it brought families closer. Moms and dads couldn't go nowhere. You had to see what they see you talk about. Like,
You see how bad your kids did?
you got to see what your child,
Yeah, my point is that, and that parent was not looking on their bad ass kid. They was beating the hell out of them. People got divorced because they started spending too much time together. They didn't get closer. Stuff fell apart because people was living in that unopened world for so long. You really, if you paid attention to your life, your relationship, you was only with that significant other person on wait for like 3 to 4 hours, like a whole entire day. Because when you got up in the morning, y'all going to work, kids at school. When you get home, you got children. Everybody has responsibilities. We probably gonna eat together. We probably gonna say goodnight and sleep. You really didn't spend that much time with people. Pandemic brought people together. When you actually started spending time with people, you probably really didn't like that person.
I feel like the pandemic brought out the truth in it. Like the people who
But you was saying about
it
brought people together, but then
it might have broke the husband and the wife, but it brought them closer to their kids.
and children did not like their parents because then we started talking about because then when you started getting to know history, shit, like get to the white family, get to the white kids who figured out what their parents were doing. They didn't like the fact that they was out here killing black people and shit, so they turned on their family. So sit down and church. So it wasn't a black thing; it was everybody's thing. And we had to sit down and really be around each other and start talking about our past.
I think you know it was both. I think it brought people together. I think it made you realize, you know what I'm saying, the situation. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was a whole melting pot. It was there all of it in the bag of chips. That's what I think happened in the pandemic. But I also think what made
From age-wise, so how old are you?
So I can't really.
Oh, okay. So that you can watch the video for it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I think another thing with the pandemic is it made people realize they can survive without working every day. You know what I'm saying? No, black folk didn't know that because black folk didn't know that. Black people, I didn't go. I don't go for that. Black people.
I grew up surviving. I ain't
See what I'm saying? It's not about. I mean, you knew that. Like that's a broad. You knew that, but I don't think black people as a whole knew that.
knew what?
They can survive without a job. We talking about like paying a bill. Like I'm not talking about eating. I'm talking about like paying a bill. Black people, you know what I'm saying? Because statistics say more black entrepreneurs happen after the pandemic, during the pandemic, the U.S. history.
What was the age range for those entrepreneurs?
We're not talking about age, we're talking about the numbers, period. It's about the numbers. More entrepreneurs happen.
Well, and the reason I say that is because right now, last year, your entrepreneurial numbers went up. It was between the age of 19 and 35 for your entrepreneurs. And that was the age range of kids who looked at their parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents work. And like you said, your father went to work every fucking day and you still come home and the lights ain't on. So how is it that I can watch both of my parents go out and work every single day, come in, bring an income, take care of us, and we still don't have the basic necessities? So these people are not going to continue that tradition of working for nobody else. And now that technology has been provided, they have went in and they have taken advantage of it. And so now they're making more in a day and their parents making a damn month. They're not going to continue that trend. So that generation of person going out there and working for somebody, yeah, I love the generation. They did break that. So
not just those, not just they were number one, but our demographic stepped out on faith too. Our demographic too. Look at the numbers. Our demographic. You know what I'm saying? You keep referring to you. We're talking about Well, how do you, what you said is like asinine then? You know what I'm saying? What you said asinine, now you know
we started off with parents and the kids and the disconnect in the community.
That's what I'm saying. So we talking about parents, we're talking about the world. What you just said, you're not talking, go down, it's cool. I'm just saying like we talking about parents, right? Parents represent the world. You know what I'm saying? Because we all parents at this table, right? So we talking about the world, but then you say you're talking about yourself. So how do you give a comment on something and then you say you're talking about yourself? So it just I'm just saying, I think you were confused. I was about making a statement.
I was trying to make, but you keep cutting me off. So that's why I can't finish the whole thing, and I got
it's a time over here. I let you talk a minute to a second.
From your friend to
I let you talk a minute to a second. Go ahead. Because she got cut her off. You know what I'm saying? No, because you said you keep talking about yourself. I'm just trying to make sure I understand what you're talking about. So, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead, you gotta focus. I want to hear your point.
But go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, it seems like when we have certain issues, it seems like you always come from a frustrated person perspective. And I'm trying to understand.
And I'm sure I'm not alone.
Okay, but I'm trying to understand why a lot of people are feeling like that. So when I'm asking you this question, you keep talking about yourself, but you saying, then you just said a lot of people. So you identify with the world that act like that. So I'm trying to understand why the world outside of you is frustrated like that. You know what I'm saying?
Probably the pandemic.
No, I think it might just be what I will say though, based on our viewer and our viewer demographics and the people that watch the show. Until I feel like once we get like a bigger audience, I feel like there will be, because Adrian does represent the perspective of a lot of people in the world. You know what I'm saying? But
I know that. I know that. She's not saying she's not talking about the world. She's talking about herself. And I'm saying, no, you're not talking about yourself. You're talking about the people in the world that think like you. I know what I'm just saying. So you just wasted your time saying that statement. You know what I'm saying? What you like, people just want to be right, bro. I'm sorry you guys do that. You don't want to be right. I just said she don't want to be right. Women just want to be right. You feel what I'm saying, bro? I just said, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's just passion. It's just passion. It's just passion. It's just passion. Yeah. Nah, man. You know, this what family do. This what family do. You know, we had this when you at the dinner table, and you get to talk about shit. Auntie, your cousin, people, you know what I'm saying? People know what I'm saying? They want him at the dinner table sometimes.
I've never sat at a dinner table, so I can't I don't know. But you dinner
You never sat at a dinner table before?
I'm the only child, big. I don't have a big family at all. My parents are arranged. We travel. We move.
So you never went over your cousin's house? So you never went over your cousin's house or your grandma's house over there?
He was in St. Louis. I was in the other side of the world. No, I'm not a traditional person at all. I'm no stretch of imagination. So my perspective is going to be
so it's like not only is Adrian an only child, she's also military.
I didn't get to grab the rig because he said they use some Marine, baby. So I know, like, you know what, like, I did grab, I don't want to see.
No.
Yeah,
Hey, bro. Hey, listen.
I didn't want to see like one of them.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see.
Hey, bro. Hey, let me tell you something. Hey, bro. Hey, bro, look. Hey, look, bro. She went over a dude called over for sex. Listen, bro, listen. A dude called over there for sex. She wanted to stick this far over his ass to her elbow. She wanted to fix it. So I'm just telling you, before you know, you open up that door. So you don't want to grab you.
What happens if you don't have
Well, man, this is why y'all watch the video show. See, keep it G. I never knew that. About it. Now, Adrian, you know what? Now that you said all that,
I'm sorry.
now your perspective makes sense to me.
I just want to give you a shout out because this one right here is tough. She was a tough cookie. And most of the time, it just come on, anything like that, and the fact that you was able to smooth part,
Got a smile? There she go. Oh. Yeah, hey, I'm telling you, what you doing?
Buddy.
Hey, man, they want to say this is a media show, man. We argue, we laugh, we fight, we eat. Listen, I was gonna bring JJ today, but I left my money.
You probably got something inside.
Shots fired. Said your birth.
No, you should have gone through that.
They want me to work. Trying to put. Uh-oh. Don't go let that keep it G. Keep it G. So listen. So listen. Another thing I wanted to touch on with you though was about your comedy thing. Who's some of your comical influences? Who you look for, guys? Like now I know y'all like to bite nobody, you look up nobody, but who?
I got two out with the millennials because I didn't realize millennials started in like 81. So we barely missed.
This is Gen. So we on Gen Z and we
Generation X and Gen Generation Y.
But I'm like, we barely
millennials.
Yeah.
So we right there for them.
Frankie is Generation Y.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that though?
What?
That we almost with the millennials.
The baby boom.
Yeah, no, we
between the baby boomers and what was it?
It's Generation X.
We X.
We X.
So
We X, millennials, Z, and Y. Okay. Like the people after him, like our kids will be Z, and then Frankie will be Y. If I'm not, hit me to come to correct me. Yeah.
They feel like
I just thought we were way ahead of them.
We are.
They started in 81. We wanted to 78.
Yeah, I mean, those other motherfuckers that born around that time, they not like us. You know, they crazy.
I feel like my generation, if you want the truth, though.
Now, you know what your generation
What do you mean the truth, though?
Hold up.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Go ahead. Because you know what? My son is 2 years younger than me. So,
my generation, like, okay, you telling me don't do this, don't do that. But, yeah, you might hide it. But, you know what I mean? I'm older now. I'm around folks. Even if I don't smoke, if I don't drink, I'm around folks who do it. But you come in the house, I might be coming out of my room, going to the restroom. My parents weren't none of that. My mom
it's a respect, you know.
But I'm just
It's a respect. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so it can be some understanding.
Yeah.
You know, everything be understood.
Yeah.
But you gotta understand.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because my generation, they don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
It's no understanding.
yeah, like they keep taking away or saying don't, like he's saying don't do this, don't do that, but you don't come back and tell them what to do and replace it. Like you can't take away and not replace it with something else.
He said out his own mouth, he doesn't have no respect. That's part of respect. More. Like that's the reason why, because they look at it like
our kids don't do that. Why? Because I do. So I mean,
you see, they look at it like you're not keeping it real, but I'm trying to have respect for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm gonna go with you. Okay. Yeah, great grandma. She was forced to have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it wasn't the fact of it was just straight. You feel what I'm saying? Let me take. I'm about to go out.
Go on with that. We ready?
So, great grandma, she was forced. So, anything she was talking to her daughter about, popping her daughter, smacking her in the mouth about, it was because, hey, I went through this and this is not what's supposed to be going on with you. And you're not understanding, but this is what I went through. Mm-hmm. And then, structure. These kids are lacking structure. The parents are smoking right in front of their kids. Babies running around.
You see, let me cut you off. But see, hold on, because see what you saying is what they call a quagmire contradiction. Because you saying you want them to keep it real with y'all, right? Right? You say you want us to keep it real with y'all, so the parent respect you and not smoke the weed around you. You say the parent not keeping it real with you. Then hold on, let me out. I'm gonna repeat what you said though. Then when the parents smoke in front of you, you got a problem with that. Which one do you want?
The parents don't need to be smoking around the kids. Period. I said my folks didn't do it at all. I'm related to all kids in the world. I'm not.
But as an adult, you have a right to do adult things. Now as a child, you don't have a right to do adult things.
I still don't. My girls, like my son, that's the I do shit. Like I don't.
Go ahead. Get back to the flow. He anxious. I just want to get that in there. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That come back to morals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you started with your great grandma. So you was gonna break down the generation.
No, I'm not talking about my great.
Oh, you said
Yes.
oh, I thought you was
I'm coming from.
Come on with it, young fella. Let's go.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like,
so great grandma was forced.
they were forced, and you know what I mean. Daddy was forced to work though. He went and paid. They just, you know, but you know, then we got some good niggas. They go this. They ain't not here to chat with everybody else. Oh, that's when this hatred get built up. It ain't just hatred. It ain't hatred on this plantation. It's hatred on that plantation. It's hatred on that plantation. And then we gonna hate even harder because this is some motives that left us that were good and they don't went up north. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that like, hey, if you watch Roots all the way to the end,
So
they took us out and put the generations into warehouses.
Yeah, that's what you had to do for corporate America.
That's all. You know what I mean? We turned against each other because of position. Every job, a master, a top man. Every job got obstacles. No matter how you look at it, it's the format in which they made. That's why he said, we'll get it. Like he
So
said,
bring that back to the millennials and like how you, because that was what you were saying, like basically how we were talking about like millennials and how the parents and
the mindset, the mindset.
With kids.
When granny, grandpa, and them died off, that stopped the religion. That was a structure almost right there. Everybody had to wake up. Everybody had to go to church on Sunday. After church on Sunday, you going to big group. And we about to be like a family. We ain't about to go over there with them and them ain't coming over there with us. We the jail.
Can I play the devil's advocate with that part too now? So what I said, I totally get what you're saying, and I'm a firm believer in Christ and all that. You know, I don't judge. I respect everybody's religion, everybody's choice of what they choose to believe in, spirituality, whatever. I respect it, but I believe in Christ, right? But what I would say when you're saying like growing up, grandma and granddaddy had us in these churches, and that's what the structure was. But you got to think the churches fucked up a lot of families too because it was so much going on in a lot of these churches. You had churches where people was getting molested, people was getting raped, the pastor, the deacon board, folks in the church, like it was a lot of other stuff going on in the church that wasn't holy. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people left the church, not because grandmama them died, but a lot of people left the church because the church was there. I know when I was coming up, one of the churches, we went to a small church, Kirkwood, and it was a small church. Our family, it was probably like maybe 4 families that made up the whole church, right? But and I was a kid, so I didn't fully know what was going on. But I do remember talks about shit happening with some of the younger girls and the pastor, and like the pastor them doing stuff to the girls, and you know other people in the church doing stuff to the girl, and slowly that church broke up. But like now the church has been remodeled into a whole house. Somebody living in a small church. But my point is like we like people left the church not because grandma died, but because the church went right.
Because I went to church all the time until I moved to the South. The South turned me off from church. After the Eddie Long scandal happened, and even though it was a scandal, like actually meeting people that was involved with him and his wife, which made me understand why he was able to get away with the stuff that he was doing. But then we had the other mega churches because that's what was going on. They started collectively coming together. It was like everything was materialistic with them. So it was like the word just didn't. I had no fit. It was empty. I might well just be sitting on the toilet for that time frame and keeping my. It just didn't make sense to go anymore. I was turned off when I got to the. I was in the church choir. We used to travel. I was putting on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. I love church and school. But when I got here, I had never been so turned off from that, and I just had to do this. We had to keep our relationship with each other. And just, I'm gonna go home for what I did before I got to do it.
I agree with what y'all talking about. That was
It wasn't them, but
no,
yeah.
shoot with all the justice that,
Yeah.
that you can't put that on top of every Jew because
Yeah,
every you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't the same. You
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I want to say this. Hold that thought. I want to say this because I want to keep it on the subject before we get too far. Hold on. Hold before we get too far. You good? The thing was, I think we were talking about was the tradition of the jail of the family.
Yeah,
I think church was used as a way to come together as that jail. You know what I'm saying? So there was transgressions in the church, that transgression in all aspects of life. You know what I'm saying? But the jail is gone. You know what I'm saying? And I think in our community, what has happened is we look to tear, like we look to always tear down shit. You know what I'm saying? Because now we don't have no jail no more. Now when we get together, motherfuckers getting shot, getting beat up, getting killed. You know what I'm saying? Because there is no tradition, there is no respect of person. You know what I'm saying? You got grandmas out here, you got kids out here killing grandmama, girls and they mama fighting. So, you know what I'm saying? When I went with that's what he trying to say was the destruction of family. When you went to big mama house, grandmama and granddaddy, well, they ran the house. That shit you did out in the street, you kept that shit out in the street. I don't give a fuck if you selling 50 bricks. When you got the big mama tea house, you know what I'm saying? And that man been spot, you turn that goddamn phone on, you pull your goddamn pants up, you sit there, you go there wash your goddamn hand. I used to take that trash out, you sit your ass down, we finna motherfucking eat. Now we don't took we don't took the church out the home. We don't took our morals out the home. We don't took our respect out the home because now kids are looking at their parents eye to eye. There is there is there is Tay just coming and says, "Oh, we talking about discipline." I'll get to that too. We also took discipline because you can't whoop the child no more. So we have stripped the household and we took the man out the house. Because he gave you welfare, we gave you EBT, and he gave you somewhere to stay.
Wait a minute.
Hold on, listen, hear me out. Let me finish making my point. No, okay, yeah. See, we always talk about, we always look for the retort first. Hold on, let me finish my point. What I'm saying, it's not always about the other side. We talk about this one particular issue first. You know what I'm saying?
That issue is just like
Hold on, man. Listen, this is not personal. Just hear me make my point. You can get the phone back. What I'm saying, we talking about the issue of why the jail is broken. Because whether we want to debate that or not, the reason why because the man was taken out of the home. Okay, whether the man was taken out of the home because he left, because the reason why he left because the moral compass had changed. So if he left because he left on a moral issue because you know what I'm saying, he left for a moral. I'm not making no excuse. I'm not left because granddad and them has 21 goddamn kids. So and everybody make out here making kids. It's about him. The more of our family changing. Well, he didn't want to stay. He didn't want to stay at home. That's a moral change because our grandparents they stayed. Oh yes, and more as a community, it became morally. Men started changing morally, and they want to stay at home with a woman. Man, you get sidetracked. You get sidetracked by something. You get sidetracked.
Welfare, all this other stuff.
I'm saying those are issues. Those are issues. I'm talking about I'm saying those are issues. Those are issues. The reason why the family in jail. I'm talking about welfare, EBT, more. A man leaving the home, leaving the home it encompasses morals. Because a man, once he makes a family, he should want to stay at home with his family. But if his moral compass has been changed, he's going to want to be a grazer and leave. So that goes into morals. I'm just giving you different examples. You bogging down that one particular issue. I'm talking about it as a whole. I mean, let me finish making my point. I didn't interrupt you. Then let me make my point, please. You know what I'm saying? So the whole point I'm trying to say is it is a jailing issue. So my question to y'all is, let's talk about solutions.
Right.
What is the solution to the issue? How do we bring the jail back into the home? How do we bring the family back together to where there is structure, there is respect, there is leadership, there is morals? You know what I'm saying? How do we do that?
Continue to have more conversations like this on platforms and different places where people can listen and engage in these conversations. Because a lot of times, like with like some of the points you brought up,
Mhm.
you know, a lot of times like we don't realize that shit is missing. You know, if all you ever do, if you came up in the world and these broken families is all you know, that's what you know. But when you hear conversations about how it used to be or how it could be, you know what I'm saying? Like I think these conversations can help people to get to thinking about other ways of living, you know what I'm saying? And understanding like the way that like I ain't gotta be living this way. Shit ain't gotta be the way it is. It could be better. So I think conversations is one way. Um, I think like representation, like having more shows on TV, like you know, having more shows again, like back in the day. Even though all of those shows were cookie cutter shows, and pet families weren't as perfect as Cosby's and all those kind of stuff, but I do think it might.
But it showed you,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, how you would want your family to be structured.
But you know what's crazy? We got more shows on TV now, like, and I get it. They make shows to fit what households are looking like now because they want us to relate to it. Yeah, no, they got like single parent shows and different shows that show you
Same sex.
that represent what the world looks like now. But I feel like we might need to bring back some shows that show the family still together, like what y'all talking about. Like I feel like we need to see more of that on TV, or you know, things for the younger generation can see it.
They go back to what I said. 106 is Park.
Mm.
Brainwash the millennial generation. I don't care what you say, they play the same. They
Well,
play
it was
That's what
so using
just
Okay, so so what is the solution? We know what the problem was, so we want to hear so how you feel, Kevin. How can we fix it?
I feel like we can put out some other music other than talking about drugs, degrading women, like
so
just
yeah.
So you saying it has to be a culture change? Okay.
you know what I mean? Like I would like just from looking back, seeing all of that, my father's friend, my brother's friend, my uncles are 50 years old and we got friends from when they was in elementary school.
Mhm.
My generation, half my generation got knocked off
Yeah.
in some of them middle school.
Mhm.
I need to be able to have a 20th year school reunion.
Oh yeah,
Have the people know.
yeah. You know, you got the people who handle their business and deal there. You know what I mean? They come back and stuff like that.
Hey, then what do you think some solutions is?
Well, no, I was just saying when he was saying in the music, when he was saying the solution to change the music, but what I think is so ironic is like we're gonna say I'm a rep, right? Who does not want to talk about sex. So she's keeping it on zip code and everybody's ready to tear her the fuck apart, but she's changing it there. So you don't want that change either. So it's like we can say what the solutions are, but when it comes time to execute, that's really not what you want. You want to hear about the ass fucking and calling her bitches and him niggas and all that. That's what they want. Because that sells. So it's like
I think
I mean,
I think that it just got people talking. I think it just
well we gotta yeah.
It was like the late.
that's your opinion. I got respect. Not her.
But I mean, that was just my point.
Yeah.
She's switching up the music, and we're just talking about okay. No,
So you think the solution starts? You think the solution starts with music? You think the solution starts with music?
Well, I mean, we were talking about 106
she's
Park,
basically
so
saying how we saying music, but people don't want to.
yeah, then you got somebody just trying to. If we said all she was doing was helping you to correct you, right? Because we're always to correct someone. So if we just say all her song is doing is correcting people. Like you're not in Atlanta, you really live in Lafayette. You're in college, you're not in Atlanta. But we have taken that all our people that got all up in arms. They feathers are ruffled because now they've made themselves feel like she's trying to call them a liar. That's not what she didn't say that at all. All she's saying is you're not from Atlanta. That's all she's saying.
People get it. So when you say
She didn't scream no name. She didn't say so and so. She didn't come out and say, "Big boy, you saying this? You ain't from Atlanta." She didn't call out no names, no nothing. That could be for these new people. I mean, whenever you get ready to relocate and come to Georgia, the first place it pops up is some mom and Latonia. That's why it's always so over inundated with people. And then once they're here and ride up that county, they kind of figure out what area they want to move out into. So that's where they started. But because they're new here, they came from New York or Ohio or anywhere. The first thing they gonna say is they in the state of Georgia. I'm in Atlanta. So all she's doing is just helping you. Let's just say she was a teacher and was correcting. That song is not making noise because people like it. It's making noise because people's pissed off that she is
I think she
basically
knew that's
calling
what
them
they were
out.
gonna do though. Like, I think she
Well,
did
it's
it.
entertainment.
Yeah, I think
I
she
mean,
wanted to
it's
get
still
a
entertainment.
but
Yeah. But music is, but even with that, just saying that in regard, because for us as minorities, music is the way that a message is delivered to us. So we have to be like, even if you go back to slavery time, when they knew it was going to be time to run from that field, they would hum a tune. And that's how you, okay, tonight we won it. Like music was a message. So now that you get this new generation who takes our method of communicating and you now take it to make it your source of temporary entertainment and it's derogatory as hell. You got women out here now automating themselves because they thought that's what men wanted in order to receive attention. You know what I mean? But they delivered that message through the music. They delivered it through the, and they did it. And now coming back and saying, "Oh, I don't even like that. I want somebody natural."
what you I'm sorry, baby.
No, good. I'm just listening
I was just enjoying
to the debate. Yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah. I told you, come with it. She come with it.
I said be quiet.
Yeah.
She got built up.
Yeah.
So
She a
but
boost.
if you realize the music from the 50s all the way to I give you about 8, or no, I give you 90s. I give you 90s R&B and you know what I mean, that type of that rap before the trap came in. No disrespect at all. You know what I mean? Because he made his situation a way for him to excel and be a better man and make money for his family so he can come up out of the situation that he's in. A lot of people don't realize that about him. I ain't never, you know what I mean, just sat down and talked to him and said that to him, but you know what I mean, I can understand where he was coming from. I can understand what Jesus was coming from because that was their situation, right? A lot of people in my generation, they're making this their situation. These folks who staying in $200,000 homes, $300,000 homes, house full of food. They just want to look like they're flexing like street niggas. My generation had got brainwashed. And I want to say something hard.
Hold on, we got a comment from Tay Hoare. He said, for starters, keep children in a child's place, install discipline, respect, guide children to more important and more valuable things and information. Appreciate the comment, Tay.
I don't have a problem with the trap rock.
Good evening, good evening, good
I'm
evening.
just saying, can you please drop something else other than the dope spot? Can you please stop just dropping something?
We had a guest on the show Tuesday, one of the young guys, and we was talking about music. Like right now, you got what was it, drill and trap. Drill and trap. Those are the two dominating types of music. And Asia expressed to him that she didn't particularly, listen to that kind of music because there's no balance in y'all music. There's no substance. So she's like, he talking about killing, he's talking about selling dope, nobody talking about that. You know what I'm saying? So
But what I'm saying is, too, man, you got man.
we had Outkast, we had Goody Mob, we had Difficult Planet, we had the other side, we had Kanye West.
I listened to all them. I listened to fourth and fifth grade when I came out.
Most of all, we had the band. So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You
You know
get
what I mean? But, yeah, y'all had that, but you know, I woke up out doing noise and hate. You know, the West. I woke up to the shot lights. I don't really know about waking up to, other side. I woke up. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this story. I'm gonna tell you this story. So I had a little situation, right? You know what I'm saying?
So Saturday morning, I used to be in the bush.
Yeah.
That man get up and turn clean up.
Say, I agree with against the message in music is terrible. This shit is destructive. I totally agree. I had a situation where I was in. I had took a girl to the room. You know what I'm saying? We were trying. I was trying to set the mood, right? So me, I put on some Teddy P. You know what I'm saying? Some Teddy P, little Bobby Womack, a little R. Kelly, little Burt. I got the mood playing. She told me, boy, what the fuck you think they said? Well, you ain't got no future.
Oh, she wanted to get hit on
I
that
said,
same
God damn. I said, what is? I said, you know what, good people? Player card been revoked. I knew then I'm too old for the street. I'm too old for the street. I'm like, how am I stroking that?
She wanted that.
She wanted to get beat out. But I want to get to my solution. I think the solution starts with accountability as a community first. We all must accept responsibility for the destructive behavior that we have all contributed to our community. That's number one, right?
You know, one thing
What?
that I always say on my Instagram,
What?
I always post. The only way we're gonna be better at it, you gotta check self. You gotta look in the mirror. Michael Jackson put it out there. He tells you to look at the man in the mirror, look at the woman in the mirror. And women don't get offended about when we say man, because like when I'm gonna break it all the way down. Male in the Bible stands for both, because when Adam was made, it was just Adam. Then the rib was taken out, and then the woman was made. And then you know what I mean. A lot of people these days and time they feel like, oh, man, that's like when y'all get married and stuff, you is one because you're both male. If you don't understand, male, female, female. You know what I mean? So, and then a lot of
Female,
He is like a fertilizer man. The male and the fertilizer man. Other people.
But how you know the male come from the female?
because God created
You could. I debate that. I'm just like his story is like I feel like
Point two that I was making about the thing is, hold on. Because point two that I would say, I want to get your opinion. I want to get your opinion lobby. It's kind of alley. I'm Jason Kidd. Now you Kenyon Mark. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah. So I'm saying point two, I would say after accountability. You know what I'm saying, right? I think there has to be a reassessment of our moral compass. Meaning, like, what is acceptable in our community and what is not.
okay. So with that, you have to reevaluate your circumstances, though. Because like when you were winning, what were you doing?
Mm.
You got to revert back to what you did to start losing.
Repeat that again, cause I think that shit kind of it went down over my head, but my hair caught it. You know what I'm saying? Bring that back. Cause listen, anytime you get Asia playing her hair, she thank you.
When
I'm just being quiet.
Go ahead. You come in there. Nah, man, yeah, yeah.
okay.
when you win.
When you're winning, you have to realize things that you are doing to win.
Mhm.
But you have to look back to the part of what made you lose.
Mhm.
So you got to lose the aspect of what made you lost.
Okay.
So you can.
Okay,
Mhm.
that was deep. Okay, go back to that shit.
You
When
can't
you
go
lost
back.
it, whatever made you lose, you need to lose that shit. Like,
You know what I mean? Sometimes you know what I mean. Friendships, sometimes togetherness, everything. It's in a season. It's a season. Sometimes everything ain't meant to be forever. That's why you know what I mean. Yeah, us in America. I know we talk about this kids and stuff, but us in the world as a whole. If everybody just settle down, just you know what I mean, mind their business. You know what I mean? Social media really messed up a lot of things because it gave a lot of people a lot of opportunities to speak on things that really they don't even have the funds, the time, the patience, or anything to really speak on. Or like you said, the knowledge. You know what I mean? And then I know a lot of people that black if they can count real good, that nigga can't read.
Yeah, that's how it was.
That nigga can read.
Yeah, I know a lot of niggas. I know a lot of niggas, but they got big sack. While you spend a goddamn book in front of nigga, they're gonna be like, why you trying me? Hey, what's your thought? What's your thought? What's your thought? What's your thought? You say you can't get into what you want to get into. I'm saying like about what he just said about winning and losing, about people being having. But you said you said knowledge. You know what I'm saying, right? So do you feel like
Oh, we talking about the solution.
yeah. You said knowledge. Why did you say knowledge? Why do you feel like knowledge is a part of the solution? That's what my question.
Well, because I think when you know better, you do better. And I think right now, sometimes we can get lost in conversation where we go back to the past and then we miss out on what's currently happening. The past is very important, but it can't be for us more important than what we're going through right now. Because if I want to pick up on slavery stories and you're telling me I need to start acting in a revolting way, so I need to go out here and be ready to start a war with somebody. This generation is trying to figure out how can we keep peace. So understand the past, but then respect the current that you're in. So knowledge is, if you don't know how to do better and be better, then start connecting with people in your community and figure out where can I go. We have all kind of group sessions and things. You don't have to be mentally going to a psych ward or no shit like that to sit in a group to talk. You don't have to be deemed crazy in order and on meds to go and talk to a psychiatrist. Sometimes it's really having, like for me, I look at guys and friendships. Like why would a group of guys have a real conversation like women would, for example, if you're talking about relationships, right? I can be friends with Coco and I can see that she has a man, he's a good man, but when we hanging out, she talking to everybody that she see when we go to the project. And I look forward to it. I say, Coco, I'm here to meet you. Dude, like, what's wrong with her? Why do you feel like when you get home, you got to be entertained by everybody else? I'm going to keep her accountable. And if she ain't really got no good reason for it, then she really ain't the type of woman that I'm trying to be around. Keep her accountable and keep me accountable. But men won't have that conversation with each other like if
No, men had that conversation. Men had that conversation.
I really did because I just.
I mean, you're not. If it's all men, you wouldn't be there.
But I'm not finishing my.
Go ahead.
It's not even them being. I have men who come to me and talk to me about their men groups that they're with, and they're telling me that they're not having the conversations, which is why they sometimes got to question themselves. When you ask them, if you got a good woman, why are you stepping outside the house? They really don't fucking have an answer for it. But at the end of the day, nobody's really sitting there making them think about it. But if they were, right? And and eventually at some point, Coco would even say, you know what, I'm hoping our conversation would lead her to self accountability and say, well, why am I there? Because if he's not making me happy, do I need to be here or should I leave? Where is it he? Is it him? Like, what's the problem? You gotta identify it. And each of us have different issues. It's not a cookie cutter world that we're in, so we don't all have the same problem. So, I mean, but we all have one, but it's up for us to have a conversation, communicate, and come up with a resolution.
So you brought in infidelity. You brought in infidelity too. Go ahead. You brought in infidelity. Go ahead. You brought in, so you also feel like infidelity, and you feel like infidelity is a part of the issue too.
I think that's
okay.
Right, because that's where your trust is secure.
But we all know. I ain't gotta tell you how I feel about it. Go ahead. What you gotta say about what you just said?
I just had a push from Christ like a couple of months ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we good. Oh, you know God is good. Okay.
This is the accountability aspect of it. It's just sometimes as friendships, we have to keep each other accountable. And sometimes we get around and we just don't like, you know what, he the man, let him just do his thing. But at the end of the day,
I got something. That's something I'm gonna say too after him.
Okay. I didn't say that. A lot of my homeboys and I didn't told them before. I was like, if you, because I done heard that so much. If it's like somebody passed, then you got drilled in the head and sometimes stuff just pop up.
Yeah.
So like, I'd be like, you must like you like, yeah. I like, you can't keep playing with it, right? Like, they get like, man, I'm like, man. It go from you got a nice car to your fat window bust. It go from window busted to your car scratched up. So like, it go from that to your phone being blown up. It go from that to the girl knocking on the door, kicking the door in. Like, feelings. When you put, when she's talking about, it's this. It ain't, why she, it's the feeling. It's the feeling. Oh, I feel a little something. This dude, well, she don't be acting like a girl. I just want to go for some peace. So when you get what? It ain't that. She been wanting to talk to you. You keep hanging out up there with him. He been wanting to talk to you. You keep going up down. Oh. 70 something. You know what I mean? Like I said, my generation, everybody keep coming back to what I said at the beginning. They like respect. They like morals. They like structure. When I say structure, I mean the deal. I mean the walk. I mean the talk. I ain't talking about just walking like you talking your money. I'm talking about handling your business. Paying your bill. Shit, kids, clothes, eat what you got on. I had to start paying for a sweatsuit. Almost a nigga. My mom was sweatsuit, man. I'm talking about small. They got with church. My mom was small and kept all over American, all that on me. Made sure my daddy was rich, he worked in the schools, just kept slacking. I understood. I understand. I mean, I understand. I didn't sing it because I can listen to her go off like that because she didn't grow up in my shoes. I can listen to her opinion. I can listen to her. I don't have no problem with her. Let know. I'm loving it. But I'm going to also bring it to her in my aspect. And let it be understood first, then we can understand.
Okay. Coco?
So what I was gonna say, piggybacking off of you, not only I think another solution is not only holding your homegirl, your boy accountable when it comes to their relationship, but also holding them accountable when it comes to family.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah, because I mean, like you see, like when it comes to gelling the family back then, if you know you see some stuff or know something about your friends and how they, not saying getting nobody to tell nobody what to do, but if it's like being able to talk to your friend about if you notice something or say something, you know what I'm saying. But and I think a big part of it too, the flip side of it is we got to get rid of our pride. Like a lot of us have to get rid of that pride and be open to hearing what somebody else has to say and not feeling like it's attacking, like you're attacking me or you tearing me down, you trying to tell me I'm not a good parent, you trying to tell me I'm not a good woman, or a good man, like, and just not have like letting that pride go and understanding that like we all like we can learn from you every day. You know what I'm saying? And being open to realizing that shit, I might just not have it all together. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. Like, so.
And so another scenario could be with it is that we go out every weekend, but then I noticed like the first you call me like, hey, you got an extra $100, $200 for my rent. So my thing in keeping you accountable is not to judge you or make you feel bad, but hey dog, listen, like what's going on? Do you need me to help you figure out how to like financially balance everything? So when we go out, maybe instead of you gonna have to rewind for everybody, you don't need to get one. And we have a conversation versus saying, you always want to go out. I ain't getting this shit. That's why you ain't get shit. Your bill ain't paid. Like you start doing right communication. So it's for a lot because I see where a lot of people can fall off at, and it's just a talk. Like so, and some people don't financial literacy. They don't know how to balance checkbooks. And our parents didn't have checkbooks because they weren't in a position to save. We had to survive. So learning how to save, this is probably the first generation to ever have a bulk or influx of money ever, which is why there are so many self-made billionaires last year were so young. And the generation of first, as far as going out to work, it's not that they don't want to work. They're just not going to continue what they've seen their parents, grandparents, great-grandparents do, which is be used and abused and be broke. And come home like you had to come home and not understand my parents didn't even hear the love on me. They always at work, but yet we still lacking. So that plan ain't really working. So now as a kid, you got to figure out how to do better than
Right. And I ain't mad at
no, not at all.
This is an interesting debate. We can talk about this all night. I just want to say that, what I'm saying, I appreciate the debate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and everyone is entitled to their perspective. And as a family, this is how as a family, we must treat our family like a boardroom. We must get interesting perspective. You know what I'm saying? And understand that we are all different walks of life, but we're all living one life. You know what I'm saying? Before we get out of here, we're gonna get into shit that everybody wanna know about. See if you're a real nigga or not. The serious question we ask everybody come on this show. You know what I'm saying? Collard greens and cabbages,
College.
fried chicken and baked chicken.
Oh,
Gotta pick one. Would you like the boot or the pussy? You gotta pick one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you gotta pick one. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. You go ahead fried chicken? Right, right. Yeah. I said just like the boot anyway. Go ahead.
oh, I like fried chicken.
All right. What about uh yams?
Sweet potato pie.
Hold on. Yams? No, yams or peach cobbler.
Put that with the bed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is yams a dessert? Okay, favorite wing flavor.
Favorite wing flavor?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a couple wet.
Okay, let me couple wet. Drawers or flat?
Okay. Oh, I would rip some of
Yeah. Okay. Blue cheese and ranch. Blue cheese and ranch.
Ranch be having a little flame.
Yeah.
I gotta go with the cheese.
That cheese. I fuck with that cheese. Okay, we're gonna get into some of your musical taste. Now, on the media show, we think we like Future. We think Future, you know what I'm saying, the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So we wanna know your favorite Future album. Or mixtape, cause he got so much.
You like pictures?
I got a lot of people.
Mhm.
I just got songs. I can't get picked.
Pick a song.
I like that karate chop.
Yeah. That karate chop.
Yeah. Oh,
I got old. The new one's on the way. I got old. What club was popping that? What was on Gresham?
I like that.
What was on Gresham? The club that was popping that came. What was on Gresham? Leaping. I got them old. Yeah, okay, good. I'm sorry, my bad.
I like back on me. I like
Mm-hmm.
I like that long time coming.
Yeah.
I like that blast off.
Oh, he don't put the whole album right now.
He basically saying he like Dirty Sprite. And the 1,000. Yeah, he like 1,000. That's not that 1,000. It's on 1,000. Yeah. You just missed the song. All right, favorite Outkast album. Stank on me.
No.
AT-AND, yeah. That's my favorite Outkast album. AT-AND, yeah, that's my favorite. The classic, the bad one. Now this is a question we ask everybody on our show.
Oh man.
Really swear. Your mama and your cousin too.
I think we know some of
Yeah. I tell people all the time that was the real Atlanta East Side, West Side. You can see that whether you was in Ben Hill, whether you was on Keller Road, whether you was in Lithonia, Stone Mountain, pulling up with that lamp on Sunday. That motherfucker is clean with us, you know what I'm saying? He got something looking good. Auntie got a hair pulled back in that ponytail. Aunt getting out with that rayon suit on. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? That back in the day. Now, the last question is, which side of town got the best pussy? East side, west side, north side, or south side?
In the east. South side got some good healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Ain't nothing like that. South side.
But you just want some ratchet, go get them. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to get them.
That ratchet. Yeah. Yeah. With the first slippers on. Yeah. Yeah, that ratchet. I tell people say big white like ratchet. I said, bro, it ain't there like no ratchet woman. Like ratchet women, like
But it house and it smell like Sunday.
it smell like Sunday. Yeah, on a wind. Yeah. Putting the kid to bed. She got her little. Yeah, you like older women. Yeah.
I get that good. Good eating. I like to eat. Yeah. Not a lot of cool.
You're not a lot of what?
No.
Like shoot for pussy. Yeah, like that like food.
No, I said I don't like to eat a lot of it.
You can't eat crazy. Drive crazy. I like, I tell people all the time, you have to limit the amount of cookie that you eat, and and you can't toss a salad all the time. 3 toss of salads a year, eat up by 4-5 times a year, should be a good one.
That's a whole nother topic.
Well, you know,
shit. Now my thing is, if you my nigga, you know what I'm saying? I know people like they sell this all now, but kissing, don't put your mouth over to my fucking face. Don't put your the booty hole.
Eat a booty game.
But
Eat a booty game.
like, don't.
I'm president of Eat a Booty Game, East Side Chop.
Because my thing is, if you trying to toss my salad, you know salad you gonna toss, then I don't even want my booty hole on my face.
But what if the salad been in toss? But you don't even have salad in toss, and then this the first date, and then you done gave him a kiss, but then you like, hey, let me toss your salad.
I don't be kissing anyway like that.
No, I don't know. We don't do all that. That's smooching. We smooching. We don't do all that.
He's so great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The pet.
Yeah, that's a pet. Yeah, that's a pet. That's a pet.
I peck sometimes, but I ain't pecking everybody.
I'm just saying.
You don't know. He just changed his ass. A sauce of pussy, a sauce of toad.
You right. So I'm saying, what you don't know, don't hurt.
Won't hurt.
What you don't know won't hurt. But if you eat my booty hole.
You know that I'll never keep you again.
Like this, right? Like this. Hold our hands and everything. Right and everything. Now this whole arm been a man's ass. Okay? So you okay with that?
You know why?
Yeah.
But it's just the idea.
It's just a woman, man. You don't get nothing about that.
She got control, boy.
Like, it's what you don't know.
And she still a whole over do that. Shaw, man, we thank you for joining this show. Go ahead.
Okay. So,
Oh yeah.
It's something that's near to me. So this is on the whole other side.
I was gonna come to that, but I was gonna let you. Go ahead.
So what I like to ask everybody, because I do want to, I envision a world of peace. So what's one thing that you feel like we can do that will contribute to a more peaceful world? Give me like the first one that the one you think will have the greatest impact.
I feel like
You don't hurt that one a couple times. I agree.
I feel like I just been. I feel like I'm all night. You know what I mean? You have sleep. I feel like everybody what you use.
I agree.
It's like these people, it's a lot of stuff that we doing. There's a lot of stuff that's indulgent, stuff that's to be done. So,
Okay.
That's just how I feel. If you got that much, if somebody do you that wrong, you go to the gym, man. You get you some sparring, how to use them,
How to redirect it. How to straight.
learn how to use gym, learn how to use.
I agree.
You got weapons on you while you use a gun. You gonna
I feel like heavy.
I'm just being
I don't know.
Because that's the one. This
That's good.
Yeah, it's like that's their first means of anything. You can solve everything with a gun. I feel like that's weak. They weak. Like weak.
Typically, they It's different from like certain people don't call me, don't nothing, you know, approach them and then move your butt, no problem.
Right.
Like, no, you keep can't tell them. Just go ahead and you gonna be slow, look, you can something to remind you. Stop the phone. Yeah, I want to play, but yeah, I want to go get strapped. I want to go get out the gun. But I ain't solving. And then like after that, like the white folks done got y'all figured out. That's why they giving y'all the guns. That's why they give them to you. I don't care what you do for protection. No, they you gonna get mad. You gonna shoot one of your homeboys or somebody you done grew up with. You on the drugs stripping. Y'all out here tripping. I ain't so money, period. Just straight dumb, screwball. Some people not hold, you know what I mean, whatever they going on. Some people don't. They getting peer pressure. Oh, this was like I said again, right? Watch what the rappers do. You know what I mean? They wasn't that videos, not you see them perform on stage. You usually see them do all that. What's going on? You know, I ain't saying it's bad. There's big videos coming out and all that, but
I think the video, I think they do. It's just some of the videos that are out there and the music that is out now. They doing videos. Yeah, like some of that shit just be stupid like that. Not knocking it. Like, I know we got to end the show, but like just like even this new that's going on. I don't even listen to either one of them, but I seen it on social media. But like the Lil Durk and the other.
Yeah.
Like this new stuff, this is a whole nother shit. Like it's like a big, like that shit is stupid. And then not only are they gonna be at war with each other, but you influencing the younger generation, these kids make them think that this deep shit is cool. And they always talking about shooting and killing and doing all that. So you making these kids think this is how you resolve your issues. We resolve our issues shooting up your friends and bragging about it and rapping about how I'm gonna kill you and how I'm gonna like that shit's stupid.
that's the step back. That's the second generation. But hey, man,
Hey, man, Charles, we appreciate you coming on the show, man. Thank you, man. They got a little, you know, you enjoyed it. It was fiery, right? You know what I'm saying? So, man, anytime, man, you ever want to come back, man, just reach out to us, man. We're glad to have you back. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday, 7 p.m. We'll be back. Charles King, where can we see you? Where can we find you? Where you performing at? What's your Instagram?
you can follow me at I am Mr. 2 Geek for the street. I am Mr. Dot the number 2 GEEK. You know, get water.
Yeah.
Water. GEK ED 4 DA Street. You know what I mean?
Go to the media show.
Go to the video.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Tuesday, man.
Pull up on Tuesday. Tuesday.
Right.
And the you know what? Let me get presidential approval. Let me check with the person in charge. See if I can get my no going out ban here. You know what I'm saying? I might pull up on and get up there on that stage. No. I don't want no chaperone. Coco. You know what? People, two's a good people. They don't mention Coco, and I don't even want to talk about it.
I'ma do this shit my way. I'm here. Okay. Tell these niggas, man. 100. Nigga, fuck all that bullshit. I'm here. Yeah. Black chicken in them motherfuckers.